Re sa lamogela go lenaneo le le tsamayang pele ka mmino wa soul and jazz ke bua ka yona Soul of Jazz. Gona nong ge ke nako ya gore re bitse all the jazz lovers out there gobane what is soul of jazz without some good jazz music. E re ye ro bona gore ke mang jwale he a tlileng gore bontsha talente le mpho ya gage ya jazz music on our jazz moment of the week. Tshepa gore le bile le nako e monate ka our jazz moment of the week. Le gone ge ga rena le baka la gore re eme ka the jazz side of life. Gobane our artist of the week ke one of the pioneers ya mmino wa jazz music Africa borwa le lefatshe lotlhe. Hugh Masekela is one artist that we all love to love. Ke bile le nako ya go nna fatshe le yena re bue about all things good soul and jazz music. E re bona gore puo ya ka le yena e tsamaile jwang. I am now sitting down with one of South Africa and the world's prize jewel. Hugh Masekela is no stranger to any music lover's playlist, and it is more than an honor to be sitting down with him. Hugh, welcome to Soul of Jazz.
Thank you for inviting me, Soul.
So, Hugh, you have been in the SA music scene for a very, very, very long time. I was born into your music, and
did you get my bill?
No, I think it's still coming. So, but how do you still do it? You know, in today's time, it's still being relevant to our grandparents and us and our youngsters that come after us.
Well, it's because it's not mine. I found it here. And I don't know about other people, but I was bewitched with music from infancy. And that's all I heard, and I still love all kinds of music. And when I grew up, there were no categories. It was just music. It was music from all over the world. You know, everybody had a gramophone, and the towns were mining towns, so there were people from all the neighboring countries. On weekends it was like festivals, and we didn't have TV, so we had children's songs in the street, and there was wedding songs, church songs, choir songs, and everybody had a grandma. So it was music all over. And it was somebody like me who was bewitched. I just was taken by the current, and I'm still flowing in that current.
So if I were to ask you to choose, because you play the trumpet, but you also do vocals, if I were to ask you to choose between the two, which one would it be?
Now, in music, you don't choose. In fact, in life, you shouldn't choose. In life, you should do whatever you can do. Because the worst thing you can do in life is specialize. Let's say your specialty depends on your nose. And then one day you cut off your nose to spite your face. Then you'll be out of do business. You can't breathe and you can't...
I love that.
But I think that you have to try as many things that you think you can be good at as possible in life. And not just in the profession you are bewitched in, you know, because I try to do other things too.
So then, having said that, are there still other things that you still want to try out?
I don't want to try them. I've been writing for many years. I'm finishing 2 last novels and also a book of thoughts and compare and what do you call it, comments on life today. And then I'm involved in television and film production, and I have about 4 projects in the making now, the script writing and all that. And then I have the Hugh Masekela Heritage Foundation, and we're building with it a kind of initiative to reintroduce into our lives our own, well, the best parts of our heritage and culture. And to learn it, our history, we have to like trace our genealogy and know it. We have to talk to this last generation, is the last generation of old people that can tell us what happened. Otherwise, we'll lose us.
We lose the gap. And speaking...
Well, the saddest thing is that today's children, most of them, Abaizu was Lesotho or South Africa, they can't speak English and they can't sing. Shame. They can't sing. Children can't sing anymore.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
Well,
but you know who sings? The unions sing, the president sings,
yes.
The parties sing, the students sing,
yes.
Everybody's singing. I don't know
except the children.
Yeah, the children can't sing anymore because they don't play.
And speaking about heritage,
there's a divide in our history. These children are completely cut off from the old people and from their history, and even the generation before them. Our time, people are not as integrated as when I grew up. We grew up with our grandparents.
And speaking about heritage, you are fresh off stage because you were performing now, and you shared with us a story that of your origin. You know, saying that you're Zimbabwean and...
but it is true.
Yeah, it is. Why is that a story that we don't know?
Because I don't think you are interested. People are not interested in Makwere, as they call it. But I talk about it in my book, you know, that I wrote more than 12 years ago, that my grandfather originally came from Zimbabwe as an evangelist, but he came from a highly agricultural region, and our real surname is Munyepau.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a long story actually that I'm working on a film on it, how it got to, but eventually King Khosi Abatloko or Bakara Mukhopa, because the Batloko, most of them had been like marauders, you know, and cow hustlers, cattle rustlers all over. You find Batloko all over the country, yeah. And so he decided that they should stop being nomads and learn how to till the land, you know, to be agriculture people. So across it was before the borders, even, you know, before 1886, because we don't know that we live in artificial borders. and that they're just 130 years old, by the way. So anyway, there were the Munyapau people were some of the best agriculturalists in Africa, and they were exporting some foodstuffs and dairy products. So anyway, we went there and with the agreement with the people there and the king, adopted 25 families of the Munyapau and called them Masekela. Letaba Masekela, because to Sekela is to look for fertile land.
I got it. I'm now educated.
So you should trace yours too like that.
I will. So bro, before we let you go,
your 5 minutes is over.
it's almost over. I'm listening about your heritage. Now I want to know more. But before we let you go, please let us know, what are you most proud of about our current soul and jazz industry in SA?
Well, like I said, I don't really categorize. And I was lucky to grow up at a time when there were millions of places to play, and there were hundreds of bands, and even here in Kimberley, there was dance bands, there was singing groups, and there was community halls and small townships. So there was a lot of activities. So it was easy to be trained to become like a seasoned musicians, and that is not happening now. There is very few. The kids are studying music so they can go out and play, but they have nowhere to play. So what I'm saying is there is no development happening.
That's a very bold statement.
You can't develop something if it's not practiced.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, Hugh, please tell us in 3 words, what does soul and jazz mean to you?
Well, to me, they're categories. And the categories that didn't come from musicians. The media of terms. They come from critics and music writers. And then
what does music mean to you?
Music it comes from nature. It's sound.
Yes.
Any sound is music. Yes. When you talk to me, you're making music.
Well, Hugh, thank you.
I hear your song. That's why I can answer you.
Can I come in? Yeah, Hugh, thank you so much for spending time with us. And we can't wait to hear from more sounds from you. Soul of Jazz is more than honored to have you. Hope that you enjoyed my sit down with Hugh Masekela. As much as he tried to make it difficult for me, did you make it difficult or easy?
Masekela.
Masekela.
Yeah, Masekela. You're going to smile. Masekela.
All right, thank you then, Hugh. Don't go far, because after the break, we still have more of that good soul and jazz in store for nobody else but you. You want to say goodbye to them, and then they must come back after the break.
Goodbye and thank you. Soul, jazz, funk, R&B, jazz, ragtime, Dixieland, hip-hop.
We'll see you after the break.